Good morning, boys and girls. I hope all is well. We're going to continue with Because of Mr. Turrup. Just a quick rundown where we left off. The entire class is still in the hospital waiting room, waiting for news about how Mr. T is doing with his brain surgery, if he's going to make it out and whatnot. So they were all, they had the microphone, if you call. They're passing it around, and everyone said different things about different memories. And one person hadn't spoken. It was Peter. And that's where we'll start today. All right, Peter. I decided to pick up the microphone again and say one more thing. Maybe talking about Mr. T and sharing memories would help him pull through the surgery. Brain surgery. I couldn't believe he had to have brain surgery. And all because of me, because of the snowball I threw. My thoughts always came back to this. I remember the time I flung that frisbee. Mr. T said a few things to me, but that was it. I remember the puddle on the floor. He said a few things. That was it. Nothing bad ever happens, I thought. I chucked that snowball. No matter what any of you say, it's all my fault. It always will be. I stopped talking so that I could fight back my tears, but I didn't put down the microphone. I wasn't done yet. I'm sorry, I said as I looked around at everyone. I'm sorry you're here because of me. I let the microphone roll back under the table. No one had time to respond because another doctor walked in. And this time, he was our man. Jessica, which brings us to Act 11, Scene 3. The door to the waiting room pushed open and another doctor walked in. Same lime green scrubs and matching cap. This doctor also wore a mask tied around his face. Jeffrey started hyperventilating again. Mom and I calmed him. We held hands on Jeffrey's lap. I squeezed Mom's hand and she squeezed back. Was that it? The doctor reached behind his head and untied the mask. He was our guy. I saw him take that deep breath as he walked toward us. Now we're on to Luke. I saw Dr. Wilkins approach us. My heart took off like a car that had its gas pedal mashed to the floor. Please, please, please have good news. I repeated over and over again in my head. Mom squeezed my shoulder. Dr. Wilkins found a chair and sat with us. Good news, gang, he said. Mr. Turrup made it through the surgery. Our faces broke into many smiles. We let our breaths out of relief. I gave Mom a little hug. We were able to stop the bleeding, but your teacher remains in a coma. Why? Anna said. I thought that if you stopped the bleeding, he'd wake up. Her voice rose and shook a little bit. I thought that's what was supposed to happen. Anna spoke for all of us, but instead of Dr. Wilkins answering, Jeffrey did. Now it's wait and see, Jeffrey said. He took a deep breath in and let it out slow. That the bleeding stopped is a good sign, deep breath. But that doesn't guarantee Turrup will wake up. We have to wait and see. More deep, slow breathing. Why was he so anxious? His difficulties made me realize that he hadn't visited the hospital, but always seemed interested in my report. What was Jeffrey's deal? That's right. We wait and see and keep hoping, Dr. Wilkins said. Can we see him? Peter asked. Not today, Peter. Mr. Turrup is in a post-surgical room being watched carefully. Why does he need to be watched carefully? Anna asked. Her voice barely a whisper. I thought he was okay now. We monitor every patient closely after a major surgery. It's normal, Dr. Wilkins promised. Mr. Turrup is doing well at this point. We sat there looking at him like a team that had just lost their big game. Hey guys, don't give up now, Dr. Wilkins said. This is when your teacher needs you most. This is good news today. And then Anna came through in the clutch. She took the lead and said what we needed to hear. He's going to make it. Trust me on this one. Be positive. Mr. Turrup told me that once, and he was right. Then we are going to end with Jeffrey today, okay? All right. Jeffrey, it was wait and see for Michael, too. He didn't make it. That was when Mom and Dad's lives suddenly crashed down different paths. I don't know if their paths will ever come together again, but it's okay to hope. I hope Turrup makes it. I'm trying hard to believe, Anna. And that will leave us for tomorrow, and we're going to start off with Jessica. All right, boys and girls, have a wonderful day, and until next time.